हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ओम गणानाहं त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चण्वन् नूतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्य स्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी।
आम्। परस्तस्मात् भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यस्य सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति।
You may perhaps avoid that small pause there. Parastasmatu bhavonyo vyakto vyakta sanatanaha.
Shall I repeat, Mahoday?
Please.
परस्तस्मात् भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यस्य सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति।
Good.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी। वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी। के ललिता भगिनी।
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तः तमाहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम।
Good.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी।
पुरुषः स परः पार्थ भक्त्या लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया यस्यान्तस्थानि भूतानि येन सर्वमिदं ततम्।
Good.
भानुरेखा भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय। यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम् आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभ।
Good.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
अग्निज्योतिर्तिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मविदो जनाः।
Can you chant again, please? The first line at least.
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मविदो जनाः।
Good.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय।
धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम् तत्र चान्द्रमसञ्ज्योतिः योगी प्राप्त निवर्तते।
Good. I think we did up this shloka right yesterday.
यस महोदय।
Okay, so we'll continue further.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी।
शुक्ल कृष्णे गतिहेते
शुक्ल कृष्णे गतिहेते शुक्ल कृष्णे गतिहेते
जगदशाश्वते मथे
जगदः शाश्वते मते जगदः शाश्वते मते
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीयेते जगतः शाश्वते मते
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीयेते जगदः शाश्वते मते शुक्लकृष्णे गतीयेते जगदः शाश्वते मते
गुड नेक्स्ट
शरद चवन महोदय
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम्
एकया यात्मना वृत्तिम् एकया यात्मना वृत्तिम्
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः एकया यात्मना वृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
once again
एकया यात्मना वृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
एकया यात्म्यात्मवृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
okay next
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
न्याय
Yes, sir.
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम्
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम्
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
good next
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
नमस्ते मम
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीयेते जगतः शाश्वते मते
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते
good next
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
good next
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
first line 2 times
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते
good next
शांति बद्री भगिनी
second line 2 times
एकया यात्यनावृद्धिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
good next
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
full shloka once
नमस्ते महोदय
namaste
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
good next
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
full shloka once
नमस्ते सर
namaste
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
good next
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes. शुक्लकृष्णे गतीह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir. शुक्लकृष्णे गतीह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Good. Next.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Good. Good. Next. One more person.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
शुक्लकृष्णे गतीह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Good. So now, yesterday we were talking about the time of the departure of the soul, and Bhagavan was talking about how does it relate to the kind of the worlds they reach. If you look at that way, as per our Hindu mythology, we have got 7 upper worlds, 7 heavens we have. And the highest of them is supposed to be the Brahma Loka. It's not supposed to be, that is Brahma Loka. Okay. So now, we are now talking about only those people who are spiritual seekers, who are yogis, who have done a lot of punyas. So these 2 kinds of people only is being discussed, and both of them go to heaven. If you look at that way, whether one person goes to, one person who dies during Uttarayana, 6 months of Uttarayana, Shukla Paksha, when it is bright day, when sun is shining, bright day, at the daytime, the soul passes away, the body falls. That particular people, those particular atmas, they straight away go to Brahma Loka. That's what it says. So Brahma Loka is one of the highest possible heavens possible. The other souls, again Punya Atmas, who have got lot of Punya to their account, they may, if they die during Dakshinayana, 6 months of Dakshinayana, Krishna Paksha, where the ruling deity is the night, that is Chandrama. Chandrama is going to be present at that particular point in time. And then it is slightly dark. So Dhumaha, it is slightly cloudy. Dhumaha, Ratrihi. Then Krishna Paksha, the Krishna means again a waning moon. So those kinds of people, again the yogis, they go to a kind of heaven from where, after consuming their entire punyas they have accumulated, they are supposed to get back to again one more life forms. So this is what we discussed as of yesterday. And going forward, Shukla Krishne Gati Hete Jagada Shashvade Manik. So whether a yogi is going to die during Shukla Paksha or a Krishna Paksha, okay, or Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, there are 2 different paths they have talked about. One is a dark path, which is Krishna Paksham, Dakshinayanam, etc. A dark path is called Dakshinayana. It is also called as Pitru Yanam. That is the path of the Pitrus. Uttarayanam is called as a Deva Ayanam, the path of the Devas. So Deva Ayanam, they go to Uttarayanam, Deva Ayanam, they go to Brahmaloka. Pitru Loka, people go the Pitru Ayanam, Dakshinayanam, these kinds of people, the dark is the kind of ruling things, they go to a different kind of heaven. Uttarayanam people, they don't come back. Dakshinayanam people, they come back. But what Bhagavan says is that whether it is dark path or a bright path, Shukla Krishne Gati, whether it is a dark path or a bright path, he says that those worlds are Shashvate Mate. Those worlds, wherever these people reach, these yogis reach, these spiritual seekers reach, is eternal, he says. He says that whether it is going to be Dakshinayana dark path or Uttarayana bright path, he says those people reach the destinations are eternal. That's what Bhagavan says. Only thing is that Ekaya Yatya, in one path when they go, Anavrittim, they don't return. Anyaya, in other path, they again come back. Vartate punaha. Okay, Anyaya avartate punaha. So one path they come back, the other path they don't come back, but both are supposed to be eternal. That's what Bhagavan says. When you say eternal, in the first path, it is eternity is achieved because the body is not going to be there. They are going to be in Brahmaloka. In Brahmaloka, they have a Krama Mukti. I think we talked about it. If you want, I'll once again explain. Krama Mukti is that these particular souls who have been very, very highly religious, highly pious, and highly spiritually oriented, if they had not been able to get Jivan Mukti when they were inside the body, those people are already elevated souls, but they could not have Jivan Mukti. So they go to Brahma Loka. In Brahma Loka, they have got what is the Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti means they gradually achieve Mukti. And what the Shastra says that Brahma himself, without Jnanam, nobody can get Mukti. That is one of the most important things. The realization or liberation is only with knowledge. Knowledge is that Aham Brahmasmi. That knowledge should be there. Knowledge means that understanding, recognition should be there. Today, if you ask you and I, we all be say, yes, we know Aham Brahmasmi, but we don't have recognition of that. We are the Brahma. We don't have the recognition. We still have ignorance. So only people, when they have overcome the ignorance that they are not, they are only Brahman. If they have understood that, they are jnanis. Without jnani, it is not possible to get jnanam. It is not possible to get liberated. But the Uttarayanam people, they are going to be in Brahmaloka because they have not got Jivan Mukti at the time when they were living itself. So, but they have got so much of good thing that they have got in their credit. So they are able to go to Brahmaloka, and Brahma himself starts teaching them that jnana. Jnana has to be learned. Without jnana, nobody will be able to get mukti. So Brahma himself provides them with the teaching. That's what our scriptures say. And then they are able to get mukti. Or when Brahma's, the kalpa akshaya, when the kalpa is going to end, when Brahma himself is going to end, along with Brahma, these people also will be able to get realization. So that is eternity. They are already in eternity in Brahma Loka. The other group, which is going to some of the lokas where they enjoy the punyas and then come back, again they are born, Bhagavan says it is also eternal. Eternal in the sense, they have got eternal cycle of birth and death. That is eternity. Eternity in birth and death is one group of people. Eternity without birth and death is another group of people who goes to Brahmaloka. So one is anavrittim, other one is they come back. One is that one who does not return, the other one is going to come back, and both of them, Bhagavan says, is supposed to be eternal. It is eternal. And secondly, we are talking about only those people who are spiritual seekers. We are not talking about anybody who are not in this particular process of understanding the self, understanding Bhagavan, understanding, having bhakti, devotion, all these things that we have studied. We are only talking about those kinds of people who can have these two different kinds of path, provided they have not been able to have mukti, jivan mukti, when they were in the body itself. So both of them will have eternity. That's what Bhagavan says in this shloka. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन्.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन्. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन्.
योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
You can say muhyati. Ha we say, no? Ha,
Yeah.
ha. Muhyati.
Yeah, muhyati. Yes, sir. Yogi muhyati kaschana. Yogi muhyati kaschana.
Yeah, I still hear it as muhyati. It's muhyati. Muh.
Muhyati. Muhyati.
Muhyati. Okay, doesn't matter.
Muhyati.
नैते श्रुति पात जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
Good. Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु
योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
लक्ष्मी देवी भगिनी.
नैते श्रुति पात जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
First line 2 times.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन.
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी.
Second line 2 times.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी.
Full shloka once.
Yes, sir. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी.
Full shloka.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी.
Yes. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
के ललिता भगिनी.
Yes, sir. नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini. Sri Lakshmi Bhagini. Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Good. Next, one more person.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
नैते नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन.
Okay, good. So we'll go to the meaning of this. Now, Shruti in this particular case is paths. Okay. Yete Shruti, that is na yete Shruti. Don't take na here. Yete Shruti means these two paths. Which are the two paths? Dark path or bright path. That is Dakshinayana path, Uttarayana path. Deva Ayanam or Pitru Ayanam. So, Yete Shruti, Partha, O Arjuna, Janan. People who have understood these two paths, who are the people who is talking about yogi? Yogi means the people who are already committed to spiritual growth, who is continuously working towards understanding the self and working towards realization. Those people, na kaschana mukhyati. Those people, those yogis never get deluded. They know that these are the two paths, so they have no confusion. They know there is no delusion, there is no worry for them. Tasmat, because they know that either I will take the path of light or path of darkness, both of them are heavenly abode. In that first path, I'll get a Krama Mukti after going into Brahma Loka. Second path, maybe I'll again come back to be a better birth in the Loka. And then Bhagavan has already assured in the fourth chapter, fifth chapter, sixth chapter, I think, he has assured that you'll be born in such kind of family, so that you'll be able to pursue your spiritual growth. So he has already assured that. I am already committed to that. Only thing is that Tattvamasi, Brahmasmi and all I am hearing. The Vedam and other things I am hearing. Vedanta, I am able to hear it. But only thing I am not able to recognize that. Probably I will get again a birth, good birth, and then I will be able to go through that and then achieve Bhagavan. So they both are not having any kind of delusion. So Bhagavan says that whether a path A or path B, at the end of the time, they are both going to achieve their own realization. One may be in the fast track, second may be in the slow track, but both of them are the track for realization. Tasmat, hence, sarveshu kaleshu yoga yuktaha bhavarjuna. Hence, Arjuna, always be, what is the sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Be always steadfast in terms of the yoga. Yoga means what? We have studied a lot of yoga from the second chapter onwards. Karma yoga, you need to have an attitude towards the way we do things. So karma yoga, we have done in an elaborate manner. So whenever you are in a waking state and you are interacting with the world of things, be a karma yogi. Then when you are going to be, then also allocate some time, then get into some level of understanding and getting the Vedanta and other kinds of learning you do. Then you do a contemplation on the world, Nididhyasana you do. Then you do meditation of the Bhagavan. Then you have bhakti. So he says that you do all these things. I'm not telling that you are going to only sit always and then start praying to God. No, you be engaged in the world. Even he told in the one of the shlokas in this chapter only, he said that you start thinking about me and then get into the war. He says, Bhagavan said that you think about me and get into the war also. In the war front also, he says that you do the war. But Arpana Mayarpida Manobuddhi, you give everything to me, and what is to be done in the situation, please do it. So this is what is called all the things. It is not that I will only do Karma Yoga or I will do only Dhyana Yoga. All the things that we have learned so far, he says that you have to use it and become steadfast in your yoga. Yoga yuktaha bhavarjuna, tasma sarveshu kaleshu. All the times you do that, because yogis are not really worried whether it's going to be a path A or a path B, because so long as they are in the right path, so long if the train is going from Chennai to Bombay, whether it is taking a 24 hours train or 14 hour superfast train, the destination is okay, but you got only confirmation in the slow train. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your journey and continue the journey. That's what Bhagavad says. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukta bhava Arjuna. So he tells to Arjuna that you have to become a steadfast in this yoga. Okay. So he's now concluding, the last, this 26 Shloka, 27 Shloka, Bhagavad is trying to conclude this entire chapter. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini. Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this is Tritup meter. Okay. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva.
Next. Okay, you hold on. Daneshu yat punya palam pratishtam.
Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya palam pratishtam.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
Atyeti tat sarvamidhau viditva.
Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva. Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva.
Yogi param stanamupaiti chadyam.
Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam. Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam.
Stanamupaiti chadyam. Yogi param stanamupaiti chadyam.
Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam. Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam.
Good. Atyeti tat sarvavidhau viditva. Yogi param stanamupaiti chadyam.
Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva. Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam. Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva. Yogi param sthanamuppaiti chadyam.
Good. Next.
Veena Kanishri Bhagini.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya palam pratishtam.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam.
Good. Next.
Vijayalakshmi R Bhagini.
Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva. Yogi param sthanamuphaiti chadyam.
Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva yogi param stanamupaiti chatyam. Atyeti tat sarvamidau viditva yogi param stanamupaiti chatyam.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
First two lines slowly.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yajna punya phalam pradishtam. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yajna punya phalam pradishtam.
Yat punya palam.
Yat
punya palam.
Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. Daneshu yat yat punya phalam pradishtam.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Second line 2 times. Second and the second half of that 2 times.
अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्.
Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
The entire shloka, full shloka.
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चात्यम्.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Full shloka.
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Full shloka.
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्.
Good. Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम् अन्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चात्यम्.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चात्यम्.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चात्यम्.
Good. One more person.
K. Lalita Bhagini.
Yes, sir. वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चार्जम्.
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. The last line it says yogi. Yogi is the seeker for self-realization. The third line here, sarvam vidam viditva. Sarvam vidam viditva means understanding all these things, knowing all these things. Sarvam vidam viditva means right from second chapter, whatever Bhagavan has been talking about Atma, what he talked about knowledge, what we talked about Karma Yoga, what he talked about contemplation, Jnanam, all these things. All these things, a person who has understood and known that, yogi sarvamidam viditva, and the person vedeshu, yajneshu, tapassu, dhaneshu. So you have lot of things in Veda. If somebody is following lot of rituals in Vedas, what do the rituals all do? Rituals all will give wonderful karma pada. It all gives punya. Then lot of yajnas are done, which is again going to provide lot of punya. Austerities are also done. It's also going to provide punya. Dhanam and charities are done. All kinds of things that we do is all going to provide punya. It's going to also, apart from giving punya, it is also going to provide lot of antakarna chutti, etc. Okay. So this particular yogi who is yet to become a kind of a, say, Jivan Mukta, because he has now understood whatever Bhagavan has told from the chapter 2 onwards, and also having some knowledge of Vedas and Yajnas and Tapas and Dhanam, everything, then what happens is he has lot of punyas that is all going to be ordained. So When you do all good things, lot of punyas are all given to you. But this particular person, he understands that he will be able to transcend, or he will transcend atyeti. So he will be able to transcend all these things, transcend the punyas, transcend the what is told in the Vedas, etc., etc. And then by transcending even the punyas that he has, when you don't transcend the punyas will again give you one more birth also. So he is transcending the punyas also. And then what happens? Param Stanam Upaiti, he is able to achieve the supreme abode. Supreme abode he is able to achieve. Cha Adyam. Adyam means what was there at the beginning? Adi, Adyam. What was there at the beginning? It was unmanifest Brahman was there. So everything that was unmanifest at the time of before creation is that Brahman. So he knows that he'll be able to achieve that ultimate supreme abode of that Brahman, that because of which everything else in the whole universe is existing. So he says that he is now transcending everything. He is now yajnam, tapam, all those things, the karma padas and punyas, everything he transcends. And then he understands everything from the chapter 2 onwards now, and also various kinds of Vedas and other kinds of things. He is a knowledge seeker. So he is knowing everything. He knows that he will be able to ultimately reach the abode, which is the primordial situation of what was existing before creation, which is the Brahman, which is Ishvara, which is Bhagavan, which is everything, because of which everything else is sustained in the universe. So that's what this particular person understands. So we will, with this, we are completing the chapter. This chapter was on Akshara Brahma Yoga. Akshara means immutable Brahman. The Sthanam Upaiti, whatever we are talking here, is that immutable Brahman, right? It is it is timeless, eternal, immutable, imperishable, non-decayable Brahman. Akshara Brahman is a Sthanam. That is what Bhagavan has told. So now one more thing Bhagavan is also talking about is that some of the people, some of the acharyas have also critiqued in this particular shloka. Bhagavan himself is criticizing that somebody who is just going to be only focused on Veda, Karma Yoga, not Karma Yoga, Karma Kanda, and doing things for the purpose of Punya Palla Mandal. No, Bhagavan is not really appreciating those things. He says yogi should go beyond that. Because if you are going to be only stuck with Karma Kanda and then do some kinds of yajnas and pujas only for some benefits, etc., he says that Punya will be there, but you will be continuing only the eternity of cycle of births and deaths and not get liberated. So he is also pulling up some of the people in this particular shloka also. He is indirectly telling that only then you will be able to transcend this Punya Pala Mandal. What is going to accrue out of Vedas or Yajna or Tapas or Dana, which has been done for the sake of Punya Palam, all those things you have to transcend. Only when you transcend, you will be able to achieve the highest abode. That's what Bhagavan is telling in this particular shloka. So with so if you look at this particular chapter, Arjuna had 6 different questions based on the 7th chapter that we discussed in Jnana Vijnana Yoga. And when Arjuna asked that question, he also asked about what happens for the soul that is departing. So Bhagavan has taken a lot of time in terms of explaining what happens to the soul. Bhagavan also had given some kind of indication as to what is to be done at the time of death. At the time of the body falling. He was talking about the kind of different kinds of techniques of yogic techniques where somebody has to sit and then somebody has to bring the prana, bring it over here, then chant Om, etc. It's all extremely difficult as far as everybody is concerned, because at the time of departure, it is not that everybody will be able to do the kind of yogic feats. One. Secondly, he also then talked about the 2 different paths that people will be taking, the dark path or the bright path, etc. These are all the spiritual seekers and these yogis. And then he also said that both of them are eternal. In one case, they anavrittim, they don't return. The other case, avrittim, they'll be able to come back. Anavrittim, avrittim is what he was talking about. So now we need to understand very clearly that if you ask, somebody may ask a question, how do you know that when you pass during Uttarayana, you will be taking the Deva Ayana and go to Swargam, Brahmaloka? How do we know? It's not something that we'll be able to tell that next 1 week I'm going to just go on a vacation to just check up how Dakshinayana Margam is there and how Uttarayana Margam is. It's all not possible for us to verify. We will not be able to verify many of these things. But the only thing that is to be understood is that people who have become realized in this life, in their life itself, those people were able to understand all these things and they were able to liberate themselves. They become Jivan Mukti. There are a lot of examples we have. Like South India, people talk about Ramana Maharishi. Then Kanchi Mahaparival, they talk about in South India. And then there are a lot of people like that. If you look at that way, there are very, very great Mahatmas are there who have been able to realize and then understood what is Brahma. So with these teachings, somebody can actually realize when the realization of individual is possible and it is a truth, then all the things that Bhagavan has been talking, which we are not able to make immediately a kind of a live example, we are not able to get. When that is possible, all these things also we have to agree and understand and then believe, not believe, have faith that all these things, whatever has been told about Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, these kinds of heavenly abodes, etc., whatever is being talked about, also we need to understand and feel, know that there is something behind it. Because when the realization Jivan Mukta is possible, which Bhagavan is continuously harping upon, then rest of the things, whatever Bhagavan has told, also have got to be taken, accepted, and we need not question on that. And we can just take it that this is what it is. But what is now more important is that it is possible that with the learning that we have, it is possible to have Jivan Mukta or realization of this life itself, which should be the process that one should have to go through. And for that, Bhagavan has given a lot of things. Jnanena, only with jnana, it is possible to achieve realization. Without jnana, it is not possible to realization. The jnana is that I am, the self is Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi. These are Mahavakyas where the Brahman is being equated to the self. Understanding and recognizing that is realization. And that is possible in this life or in the process that we have after life. It is possible to progress and understand that. And once that is understood, then people will be able to get realized. So these are all the various things Bhagavan has talked about. And he told that Brahman is Aksharam. The actual Ishvara or Brahman or Om is Aksharam. It is immutable. It is not destroyable, not decayable. And that is the sthanam that everybody should aspire for or move in the spiritual progress that people do. So that is what is the shloka, that's the summary of this particular chapter that we have talked about. Now we'll complete this particular chapter.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayah.
Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayah.
Good. Some 4 or 5 more people can chant.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bagini.
Om Tat Saditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayah.
Good.
Kashmira Bagini.
Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayah.
Next.
Bhanureka Bagini.
Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamodhyayah.
One more person.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर् भगिनी
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अक्षरब्रह्मयोगो नाम अष्टमोऽध्यायः।
One more person.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अक्षरब्रह्मयोगो नाम अष्टमोऽध्यायः।
Good. So I'll chant this, whatever we did today. शुक्ल कृष्णे गतीयेते जगतश्चाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः नैते श्रुति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदौ विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम् ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अक्षरब्रह्मयोगो नाम अष्टमोऽध्यायः। ॐ तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। I am stopping to share this one, but